Hey guys, it's me Kate again. So this video is my Romantasy bingo TBR. So this is reading challenge that was created by Covers with Cassidy, which I'll leave down below, who I'll leave linked down below. And basically it's running from 1st of November 2025 to 31st of October 2026. So basically, she made a bingo with prompt connected to her romantasy books, and there is normal prompts and also hard mode if you want to make in your life a little harder. Basically, I won't show you the graphic here mostly because here I'll hold up the book, so graphic would need to be on my face. So yeah, but you can see the books how they lay on the bingo uh, on my BookTok account, which is linked down below, along with my Child Talk account, which are both on TikTok, and some other stuff. So first we have a new release published in the year you read it. Else, because there's only 2 more months of 2025, I'm not sure if I'll manage to get to any new releases that were published this year. Not with college, anyways. But I'll try. But I'm not sure which books are coming out next year. So if I read one of them, I'll put it in. But currently, I didn't have anything here. Then we have hidden identity. Mind you, this is where so basically this for hidden identity I chose to cheat a little bit because you're not supposed to have author of the board twice, but I couldn't find anything, and I put Rebel Witch second book to Heartless Hunter, which is a witch who has to get where to witch hunter, I think. So yeah, then we have Take Down the System plot that revolves around rebellion and the revolution. For that I'll be using Caraval by Stephanie Garber, in which are following two sisters who one of whom really wants to go to this enchanted carnival called Caraval, and the other one wants to take it down, so stuff goes from there. Then we have BIPOC author. For that I'll be rereading Darker by 4 by June CL10, in which we are following Rui, who wants to avenge her mother's death. Iran, who is a boy who has magic, and also Nikai, who is a reaper, who actually was magically involved in Rui's birth. Then we have first person. For this I'll be using The Ashes of and the Star Course King by Carissa Broadbent, which is second book in Queens of Nyaxia series, and in which are following a girl, a human woman who is tasked with going into this magical vampire magical fight, and stuff goes from there. Then you have Blank of Blank, and for this I'll be bending a little bit, and for this I'll be using the Book of Azrael. I don't know anything about this other than it's popular, and I probably heard what it's about several times, but I forgot. Then we have Edit to Chat Pipeline, a book slash series that was first indie published but was picked up traditionally. For that I'll use Glint, I believe, and I don't know who it's by, but it's a girl who it's King Midas retelling, as far if I'm remembering correctly. Then we have Rep Matters, a book that has some sort of a representation, and I believe that hard mode for this was on the voices, and I believe that this book fulfills also the hard mode, and that's Shadow of the Folks by Julie Kagawa, which is a book that incorporates Japanese mythology. And have started a new series. For this I'll be using Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. Then we have urban setting, and for this I'll be using Rubenrod by Kristen Gier, in which are following a girl named Gwendolyn who finds out she can time travel, and stuff goes from there. Then you have ghosts and ghouls. I'll try and find something for this. I don't have anything. And you have a voice inside your head. For this I'll be rereading One Dark Window by Rachel Gilling, in which are following a girl named Elspeth who had this sickness, and everyone who got the sickness either died or got powers, but she got neither. She got a voice inside her head, and she one day, while at her uncle's estate, she bumps into a group of highwaymen who are trying to assemble a deck of these magical cards called Providence cards, and stuff goes from there. You have Frederick. I'll see what I'll don't really watch recommendation videos, but I'll try to find something for this. And you have a book talk hype. For that I'll be rereading Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, in which are following Violet Sorrengail, who decided her entire life to become a scribe, but after her father dies, her mother sends her to John Writing Academy, and stuff goes from there. And you have Forbidden Romance. For that I'll be rereading Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, in which are following Mary, who is a red, and in this world reds do not have powers but silvers do. But one day while working, Mary finds out she does have powers, and this leads her into this political plot line. And I believe the forbidden part of this romance is a spoiler. So yeah. Then we have Trials. For this I'll be using my reread of Woolman Mark by Lisa Casey. No, Lisa Casey. The other book that I have on here is by Lisa Casey. This is by Megan Linsky, and in this one we're following a girl who finds out she's Fae. She has a woman mark, so that means that she's tied to wolf shifter, I believe. They have two plus love interests. For that I'll be using Lore of the Wilds by Annalise Brannan, in which we're following Lore, who is one of the humans who live in the on the planet of the Fae, and when Fae find out she can read their language, they send her to this enchanted library of theirs, and stuff goes from there. Then we have single POV. For this I'll be rereading The Flames of Albion by Dr. Jean Z. Menzies, and in this one we're following Daria, who accidentally gets born to a baby dragon, and stuff goes from there. Then we have a court setting, and for this I'll be using a thousand Nights by E.K. Johnson, which is 1001 Nights retelling, and this one we're following a girl, a sultan who killed all of his over 300 of his wives already, and this time he comes to our main character's village where her sister is thought to be the prettiest girl around. So our main character decides to take her sister's place and marry the king, so her sister wouldn't need to, and she manages to keep herself alive by telling him his stories in his in his castle, I believe. Then we have a whole new world. Main character is transported. For this, I'll be using Brimstone by Kali Hart, which is equal to Quicksilver, where main character is transported from her world to another world. So that's why I'm using this one. Then we have Reluctant Allies to Lovers. For this, I'll be using Half Bed by Sally Green. Initial following Nathan, who has to escape this cage in which he has been since he was 14, because if he doesn't get gifts from a blood relative and their blood, he won't get into his full power, and he might also die. Stuff goes from there. There actually the Reluctant Allies to Lovers doesn't even really happen until the third book in a series, but Nathan and the other person allied themselves to each other in this one. So then we have a one world title, which for this I'll be using Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. I don't know anything about this book, basically, other than it's a megaverse. And we have Shifter Romance, and for this I'll be using Witchblood by Lisa Casey, in which are following Sebastian, who is a kitsune, is Japanese nine-tailed fox, spirit of elemental magic. And he's been around ever since something happened to him a year ago, up until now when he bumps into an alpha werewolf named Liam, who actually saved him a year ago. And stuff goes from there. Then we have Weapon on the cover, and for this I'll be reading with these Black Sands, but I'll call up the first book in a series, which is on these Black Sands. And all three books have daggers, and all of them are by Vanessa Ratsanen. In this series, we're following Effie, who is heir to a council seat, which is a ruling body of this city. And one day she finds out council may not be what she thinks it is, and she runs away. And we are also following a pirate captain named Declan, who is tasked with finding this magical dagger, and Effie can help him. And stuff goes from there. And then we have a chunky series, a book that has four or more books. And for that, I'll be using the Akatar by Sarah J. Maas, and I believe everyone knows what that's about. So this is it for this video. If you like, please like, share, and subscribe. Down below my social media, my email, and some other stuff. I'll see you next one.